really hate that I have to continue talking about Buzzfeed, but so much has happened in the past couple of days that I absolutely have to address it. If you guys haven't already seen my last two videos about Buzzfeed, I will link them in the description, but none of this will really make sense unless you see those, so please watch them. But what happened is my original series with Fullscreen, The Skeptic's Guide to Wellness, came out on September 8th. It has since been ripped off twice by Buzzfeed. I called them out on it both times, and they were very unapologetic, to say the least. They reached out to me via DM on Twitter and said this. Hi Jacqueline, as you may know, we've been in contact with Fullscreen about your accusations around us stealing your content. We shared a timeline with George, which he told us he would share with you. Since we haven't heard from you and you continue to post these false accusations, we feel the need to defend ourselves. We'll be publishing a piece on Medium with a timeline of the production of our videos that disproves your claims, but out of respect for you, we wanted to let you know before we do so. If you'd like to talk about this before we publish it, please DM us. I responded by saying, nothing was sent to me. Why not contact me directly? I'd be very interested to see this timeline. Clearly they have the means to contact me directly, even though I'm not following them, so I don't know why they didn't just reach out personally. Then they responded, here is a link to the draft of the Medium post we plan to publish. The timeline is embedded. Obviously, if you take down your videos and acknowledge the facts, we will reconsider publishing. I don't know about you guys, but to me this sounds kind of like a threat. Take down your videos, then we might reconsider. Go for it! I can always respond in another video if need be. Very disappointing that you're hanging on to a false allegation. Very disappointing that you cannot acknowledge that Buzzfeed has a history of ripping people off. There is absolutely no remorse. I tweeted this conversation because to me it felt very much like I was a kid on the playground being pushed around by a bully with much more influence than me. So I tweeted this conversation and it got a huge response. I mean, this is the most popular tweet I've ever had. A few minutes later, they actually did go through with publishing it, and this is what they had to say. Dear Jacqueline, no. Buzzfeed isn't stealing your videos. Hey there, Jacqueline. We're Sarah and Kelsey, two seasoned video producers at Buzzfeed. It's come to our attention that you've accused us of plagiarizing or stealing, thanks for that, several video concepts. I, Sarah, reached out to you privately to put the matter to rest, but the conversation wasn't very constructive. No, it wasn't very constructive because all it consisted of was you denying any awareness about me or my series. So with the new allegations against Kelsey, it seemed like a good opportunity to clear the air publicly. We wanted to start by acknowledging how difficult it is as female content creators in this industry to succeed and make a living. What does being a woman have to do with any of this? Oh yeah, that's right, nothing. Feminism. We'd like to point out that Kelsey and Laura, the two women who appeared in the Crystal video, suffer from chronic pain every day and have spent the majority of their respective careers trying to make women feel less alone in that experience. While your video explored the potential healing qualities of crystals, the frame and point of view of our video was inherently different. You cannot plagiarize another woman's chronic pain experience because every woman's chronic pain experience is different. Did anybody hear me at any point say, I can't believe they copied my personal story about chronic pain? No, I'm sorry, if I take a popular song and I rewrite the verses but use the same chorus, it's still stealing. Honestly, if it had only been that video, I probably wouldn't have said anything, but the witchcraft episode before that they did was so close to mine, literally camera shot for camera shot, the same jokes, same conclusions, like, you could not have done it any more identical to mine. Like I said, I encourage you to watch my video, but this is a much broader problem than just taking an idea. A lot of people were complaining at me saying, oh, well, you can't steal an idea. I would never ever say anything if Buzzfeed came out with a video on just witchcraft. Plenty of people have done it before, plenty of people will do it in the future. I'm not trying to copyright claim the idea of healing crystals. Like I said, people will do it after me. Plenty of people have done the same thing before me. The problem is that the way that they presented their ideas were identical to mine, and within the span of a few weeks after I did it. Yeah, we can sit around and talk about overlap and how there's millions of hours of content posted on the internet every day. But I'm sorry, I think it's more than a coincidence that something so similar was posted a matter of weeks after my show came out. Not a year ago, not a year from now, weeks later, and then immediately after I call them out, they do it again. Like I said, this has nothing to do with me saying no one can ever make another video on witchcraft, no one can ever make another video on crystal healing. But if you watch the comparisons, if you watch the side-by-side, shot for shot, twice in a row, there is no way that's just a coincidence. Oh, and this pissed me off. Finally, we'd like to point out that you're not attacking some obscure large corporation. You're attacking two women who care a lot about the content they produce and the people that content resonates with. We'd like to dispel the myth that BuzzFeed operates like some Wizard of Oz organization and instead promote the truth, which is that every producer at BuzzFeed is an independent creator working on things they are passionate about. First of all, we already know BuzzFeed steals content. That's already been proven by multiple people before me. If you watch the first video I did on them, I give so many examples of this. And screw this, there is no way that I'm gonna fall for this appeal to emotion and say, oh, you're right, I'm attacking these two little BuzzFeed creators. No, I'm attacking the entire corporation. This is a huge giant that is stomping out the potential of smaller creators because they have so much more of an influence. This is not two helpless other YouTubers. They are employees of a large corporation. Do not try to pull that shit and make me feel sorry. If I go to McDonald's and I get food poisoning, I don't think that I should be reprimanded for making this one employee who didn't cook the burger right feel bad. No, I would go after McDonald's. Anyways, below we put together timelines that include screenshots of the emails, blah, blah, blah. All right, let's get to it. What the hell is this? I mean, are you serious? I can make that too. Wow, look at this timeline, guys. It seems as though BuzzFeed came up with these ideas before I was even born. Listen, like, I went through this and they have emails, which, I mean, people are saying they could have doctored them even if they didn't. They have emails before my show came out saying that they had an idea to do a show on the topic of different religions and explore that. And that is fine. Like I said before, I'm not trying to say that anybody who talks about religion or Wicca or crystal healing is copying me. It's the way in which they did it. It's because they had the same camera angles, the same dialogue, the same comments, pointed out the same things, made the same jokes. Not to mention they went to the same exact location, the Green Man shop. But here we go, and for some reason this is supposed to be evidence to help them, but I don't think it is. September 8th, the same day Sarah sent out the casting email, our production team sent out their daily planning email, which included the fact that she would be shooting at the Green Man on September 11th. My show came out on September 8th, okay? So saying that you decided to shoot at the Green Man on September 8th doesn't help your case. Maybe if you had, emails corresponding with them before that, it'd be more believable, but saying, oh yeah, no, we decided to shoot at the Green Man on the day that your show came out, so therefore we couldn't have taken it from your show, even though it came out that day. I don't understand how that's supposed to help. September 8th, this same day, Jacqueline released the trailer to her show, A Skeptic's Guide to Wellness, on her YouTube channel. The trailer briefly mentions witchcraft at 25 seconds and there's no mention of the Green Man shop. Are you kidding? My show, the entire thing was released on the full screen app where I talk about the Green Man shop a couple of times, same day. They're trying to play the fool so hard. Oh my gosh, well she didn't say it on her YouTube channel, therefore there's no way we could have seen it elsewhere. September 8th, this is also the day that Jacqueline's show was released exclusively on the full screen app. The witchcraft episode is episode 3 out of 5 and the first of 3 episodes that are behind a paywall. They mention that fact a few times throughout this, that it's behind a paywall. Let me just explain this to make it perfectly clear. Behind a paywall, Fullscreen's app is something that you have to download and you pay $6 a month to have access to. But if you happen to have AT&T, it's totally free, and if you want to download it, you can have it for a free week trial. And even if they didn't have it for a week trial, are you seriously trying to tell me that Buzzfeed isn't watching Fullscreen? Even if they successfully argue that they don't know who I am. They know of Fullscreen, I'm sure of it, and I think that Buzzfeed could probably afford the $6 a month. But they continue to put this thing, oh, it was behind a paywall, as though that's some kind of evidence that they couldn't have possibly seen it there. And then the rest of this just shows that they shot and filmed everything after my show came out, like days later. How is this helping you? Again, for the next video, Jacqueline's episode on crystal healing is behind a paywall. What does that matter? And they completely leave out the fact that I posted a video on my channel on crystal healing on the 11th. And then their video comes out on the 17th. There's just no mention of that here. And this last bit is my absolute favorite. It's the cherry on top. We're all female content creators in a very competitive space, but we should be supporting each other. Hopefully, the next time you see similarities in videos, you'll celebrate that these important topics are being covered at all. Yep, I should have been celebrating this whole time, apparently. If you want equality between the sexes, then I should go after you just as strong as I'd go after a dude for ripping me off. We're all women, we should all be working together. Well, then maybe you shouldn't rip off fellow women. And on the note of us girls being all buddy-buddy and kind to each other online, Let's talk about this next thing. Kelsey, the girl from the Crystal video, tweeted out that link to the article I just read saying, I've literally never heard of this chick before yesterday. Except for that I remembered her. I remembered her name. I knew that we had talked before online, and turns out I was right. We've been friends on Facebook for almost 2 years. I sent her a message asking a business question about an unrelated topic. She responded. Clearly she had heard of me before because we're friends on Facebook and we've talked before. So I just caught this person in a bold-faced lie. I tweeted about it, and you want to know what her response was? Sorry, you're not that memorable, I guess. Memorable enough to rip off my shit. I'm sorry, I just think this is the most ridiculous, disrespectful shit I've ever seen in my life. This is not what an innocent person does, and I don't know how Buzzfeed feels about this, but if I were them, I'd at least have standards high enough to not want my employees representing me like this. Anyway, the story got picked up and is now being talked about in a lot of different areas, and that's another reason why I felt the need to address it. Keemstar talked about it, and he even invited me and Kelsey to debate live on Drama Alert, which I readily accepted, but she was nowhere to be found. And then this part's kind of interesting. Philip DeFranco actually covered it. I actually have mixed feelings on this. First of all, I appreciate Keemstar talking about it. I appreciate Philip DeFranco talking about it. Even if Philip DeFranco doesn't like totally support me in all of this, I appreciate him bringing light to this topic because I am too small of a YouTuber to make a loud enough splash with this kind of thing. So talking about it if you're for me or against me on a larger platform is something that I genuinely appreciate. The thing about Philip's video that bothered me a little bit was that he didn't seem to quite understand the depth at which they copied me. I think that he thought it was more of a just, oh, well, I did a video about witchcraft and then they did a video about witchcraft, but he didn't know how similar potentially they were. He gave an example about Kesha that rubbed me the wrong way a little bit.
If the Fine Bros on their React channel react to Kesha doing insert blank, and someone else posts a reaction video about the Kesha thing, are they copying the Fine Bros? I don't believe so.
Yeah, Kesha was a relevant topic at the time. Lots of people are going to be talking about Kesha. I don't think that it's at all copying if someone posts a video about the Kesha ordeal and then, you know, a couple hours later somebody else talks about it and then the next day somebody else talks about it. It's a trending topic. Of course that's gonna happen. What, however, is not a trending topic is witchcraft. No one's talking about that. No one's going to covens of witches and making spells and doing ridiculous things and crystal healing and Reiki and all that. That's not like a huge trending topic in the news right now. In my mind, like I said, it just can't be a coincidence that they came out with their stuff so soon after I posted mine and so identical. Another thing that I want to address, and a lot of people are pointing this out, which I think is understandable, is that 2 years ago I was involved in a plagiarism scandal. I've talked about this at length many times before, but I took the words of somebody else and put them in my video as if they were my own. And in order to rectify this, I reached out to the individual in question. We had personal dialogue in private, and I did what he wanted me to do to rectify the situation. The other cases against me were where I would read a comment or something and not cite the source, which is a simple fix, which I should never have done. But if you look at my videos since then, it's been 2 years. If it happened again, I guarantee you would know it. And I have cited every source. Anytime I read a comment, I put the comment at the bottom of the screen. I link all relevant articles in the description. I will never ever do that again, and I still feel terrible about it today. And the difference, though, between me and Buzzfeed on this, and this is super sad, is that Buzzfeed, with their infinite more influence, they simply cannot just reach out to me and apologize. If this could have been so easily fixed, I would never have even made my initial video if they weren't like, you know what, we did see your show and we were inspired by it, and I'm sorry if it was too similar, we'll try to look out for you and not do it again. That would have made me happy. I would have been done. I would not have said a word about it. Yeah, they did reach out to me personally and try to talk through it, but it was not in an effort to make me feel better. It was in an effort to silence me. And then the threatening DM saying, if you don't take down your videos, we're gonna publish this piece on you. And then the insults from the Buzzfeed creators themselves saying how I'm just not memorable. Like, are we 12? It's not just me. They rip off creator after creator after creator, and they get away with it. They lie about it, they don't apologize, and they are nasty. And that's why I wanted to make this video and title it Exposing Buzzfeed, because it's not just that they rip people off, it's that they unapologetically rip people off. But you know what? I'm gonna try to take the high road here. Again, I wanna reiterate, even though I said this in past videos, I do not want you guys to go after the individual girls that I mentioned in this video. Even though I'm not happy with the situation or how they handled the situation, my major beef is with Buzzfeed. And I'm sure Sarah and Kelsey are very bright, very creative girls. I hope the best for them. I wish them all the success in the world. I'm sure that they're very hardworking, and I don't want to discredit them as people, as creative people in general. Like, I don't want to ruin their reputation forever. Like, this is not a witch hunt against them. Everyone fucks up. Everyone does things that they're ashamed of, but the only thing that speaks to your true character is how you handle those situations when you find yourself in them. Do you come out of it a better person and learn from your mistakes? Or do you find that you can get away with it and therefore you just keep doing it? Because you have that kind of power. This is more me speaking out because I felt like I was wronged. And you know what the beautiful thing about this is since I posted that video, I have been contacted by so many different YouTubers, some many times bigger than me and some much smaller than me, all saying that they also have been ripped off by other companies, whether it be Buzzfeed or Snapchat or some other thing that they got stolen from and they had to go through this horrible battle, or they were too afraid to say anything. I don't know, I think that's pretty dirty, and I'm sorry that I have had to talk about BuzzFeed so much, but the more people kept messaging me talking about how they also got ripped off by one thing or another, it just shows me that this is so much bigger than myself. And I want people out there who are creators, I don't care if you have 1,000 subscribers, if you see somebody out there mistreating you, do not be afraid to say something because they have more influence than you. Anyways, I want to thank everyone for all their support. I was afraid that I would face a lot more negativity talking about this, but it turns out I've gotten a lot of nice comments, a lot of words of encouragement from people, so I really appreciate it. All right, I'm gonna go back to my regular content now, and I hope that you can find it all on my channel exclusively and not on BuzzFeed. Thanks for watching. Again, thank you for the support, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.